One love to the humble, one love to the humble, one love to the humble. May grace and peace be multiplied unto you. Hope y'all doing well out there today. Hope everything's going good in your life. And if it ain't going good yet, I hope it starts going better real soon. Hey, look, I appreciate everybody for supporting this channel. I really appreciate it. You know what I mean? But I will get right into this, man. It's simple as this: Black men must grow. We must grow, man. We're staying we're staying a child too long. We're staying a child like entirely too long. You know what I mean? We got to grow up, man. And I'm not talking about not having fun. I'm not talking about not laughing. I'm not talking about not having a good time. I'm just talking about responsibility and just looking at each other and helping each other grow, helping each other be better men. You know what I'm saying? Right now, everything is about everywhere you look all over the internet, all over social media, all you hear is men talking about women. Black men talking about what women ain't doing, what women can't do, what women need to do, all this and that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all, but I don't subscribe to that nonsense, man. You know what I'm saying? I've watched a couple of those things and I've listened to a couple of those podcasts, man. But it's a no for me, man. I'm all about improving, becoming better. If you improving yourself, you working on yourself, it don't matter what a woman got going on. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. It don't matter what she talking about. It don't matter what she's saying, man. If you're a man and you on your top of your business, you handling your business, you gotta worry about none of that nonsense. I mean, I won't say you ain't gotta worry about it, but it should not be that big of a deal to you if you handle your business. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand it. We spend all this time on these podcasts talking about what women doing, what women ain't doing, what women need to do. And really what's happening is it's just capitalizing on getting paid because everybody like to see women get humiliated and because women think differently than men do. It's just that simple. You can call me simple, you can call me what you want, but you ain't gonna call me no liar. Right now, that's just big business right now to expose women's psychology. They don't think like we think. They look at things very different than we do. Oh, for a reason. It doesn't mean that they are somehow stupid. They're not stupid. They just have a different way of thinking. On it was made that way on purpose, and we are made the way we made on purpose. We're supposed to be the leaders, not trying to belittle them down to be whoever we want them to be. If they don't want to be that, they don't have to be it. But you, as a man, you got to still be a man. You know what I'm saying? You still got to be a man. And complaining about what women doing ain't that manly about it. So we got to grow up as men. I mean, I look around and I don't see us being responsible as we should be. I don't see us taking care of responsibilities as we should. Creating babies all over the place is not responsible. It's not responsible at all. And if you are one of those ones that got them all over the place, man, I ain't knocking you, bro. I'm not knocking you at all. All I'm saying is we got to do better. Don't take your if you did that already, you find yourself in that situation, then teach the other young men how to avoid it. Tell them how to go about that. Tell them what they need to be doing. It's just that simple. Because being responsible is what's going to take you far in this life, not anything else. It ain't about how many women you can get. It ain't about none of that. It's about if you get the women, man. Excuse me, man. My eyes just keep watering for some reason. If you get the women, are you gonna be responsible enough to do what comes with it? A lot of us dudes working up under the table to avoid paying child support. There's nothing responsible about that. That's childish. Like they're not gonna pay child support because they scared the woman gonna spend it on something that she should not be spending the money on. But that's the woman you laid down with. If you laid down with her, then that's on you. You saw that if this woman ain't good enough to marry, she ain't good enough to sleep with. And I know men, we just take what we can get. But think about what I'm saying. Is it worth it though? If you can't marry her, what's the point of you get laying down with her unprotected, giving her kids? Putting, what's the point of doing that when you know in the long run you ain't gonna want to pay child support. She gonna give you a headache. You knew she was a headache the day you met her. But that didn't bother you then because you wasn't thinking with this. You wasn't using this one right here. So you got yourself caught up. And then you didn't even think about being smart about it and using protection. We gotta grow up. Black men must grow. We need to improve on everything we do. All this complaining about white people is over, it's dead, man. You still complain about a white man, something wrong with you. I'm gonna tell you right now, you might not agree with me. Y'all might think, I don't know what I'm talking about. You think what you want to think. Something is wrong with you if you still blaming another man for what you can't accomplish. Ain't nobody stopping you from getting what you need to get. Only person holding you back is yourself. Ain't nobody holding you from getting anything you want to get in this life. We got to get off of this nonsense complaining about somebody holding us back. That's not a grown man type of mindset. That's not grown man mentality. That's child mentality. Oh, the child talk like somebody stopping him or her from doing something. Nobody's stopping you from getting where you need to get to. You can do anything you want to do. You can go where you want to go. You can create. If somebody don't let you in their house, so what? You build your own house. You don't say, oh, they won't let me in. You complain about they won't let you in. Build your own house and you ain't got to worry about it. We don't lost that ability to create. We don't create no more. We want to go and change what other people are doing for themselves and force them to accept what we want them to accept. That's crazy. If I go to somebody's house and they won't let me in, they don't have to let me in. What did I go call the cops and say, oh no, make them let me in. Change the laws so they can let me in. If they don't want you in there, then if they have to be forced to let you in, they really not gonna like you in there. They really gonna treat you bad. They really don't want you there. It ain't got nothing to do with race. It's simply because they don't want you there. But you can't be a man and complaining about nonsense like that. Every man stand on his own 2 feet, put his pants on just like you, go out there and create stuff just like you can. That's the whole idea. Creating what you want. Stop following what social media say. Stop following all this nonsense. Nonsense. It's some good things on social media, but the nonsense you got to stop. People just making you a victim, complaining and stuff like that, and then you complaining, you believe you're a victim too. Stop it. That's not man. That's not man-like. We need to get back to teaching what manhood is. It's too many men being raised with no man around, and they falling into this idea of what women. I understand if women are being call themselves a victim. I understand that 100% because they women. Women ain't built like us. They look for security. We provide security. We're not looking for security. So when they do it, I understand why they complain. I understand why they worried. I understand why they concerned because they are not like us. They wasn't. They're not a man. As a grown man, you should not be complaining about stuff like that. Somebody holding me back. The man won't let me do what are you talking about? That's weak mentality. Yes, to me that's considered weak mentality. I don't follow that mindset. If any man that I'm around, that I communicate with, that I fellowship with, that I talk to, stand up. We don't complain and cry. We make things happen. That's what we do. We make it happen because it ain't no stopping us. Ain't nobody gonna hold us back. And we gonna get out there and mingle with the best of them, do business with the best of them, build businesses, push it, and keep it rolling. I hire my other people that look like me. I hire them to work for me. I hire anybody to work for me. I don't care what you look like, as long as you can work. I got businesses, man. I've been running business for a long time. I build a company from the ground up. I don't go and beg and cry and complain about something. I go make my own. It doesn't matter. You reason why you go to work is for money. Most people ain't working the job they want to work. They're going to the job because it pays. So what does it matter of what kind of business you create, long as it's getting you paid? And I'm saying long as it's legal and legal business. I ain't talking about that illegal. I'm talking about legal. You worry about going to the job because of the name, because of the title, and you feel like you get mistreated, and then you complaining about another man doing something to you. When you can leave that job, go start your own company. I don't care what it is. You could be. I know a guy started a trash company. Some people like, oh, I don't want to be no trash man. But this man making six figures picking up trash. He started a trash company from scratch. He had two houses, then he had four houses, then he had six, then he had eight, then he had 10. He's charging a certain amount of money a month for the trash bill. He live outside the city, so they don't have like the city don't do it. So they have to where he live at, the city don't do it. They have to have a he saw opportunity, he jumped in there and did it. Now you don't gotta do that. You can do all kind of different things that you can do. I know a guy do junk removal. It's one of my other dudes I know. I'm his mentor. He do junk removal. Stand up dude. I work with him. I help him get him built up. He was doing junk removal and he had a lawn care company at the same time. But his main thing was junk removal. See, that's grown men creating opportunities for themselves. They ain't running. They ain't complaining about somebody doing something. That's called growing up and being a man. Taking care of responsibilities, creating opportunity for yourself. That's the whole goal, man. Creating something for yourself, and nobody can tell you what to do with your business. You can build it up for 10. You build it up, it will take care of you forever. Now you hiring folks to work under your business. You went from six figures to high six figures. Then you were 100,000, then you had 500,000. I know a dude. I don't know this dude, but I saw this dude. He did the same thing in junk removal. He's turned his company to $1 million company. Junk removal, stuff that people don't think about. Lawn care service, making $1 million a year cutting grass. Or I know some people making 200,000 a year cutting grass. This simple things like this. It ain't about the title, man. It's not about what people say. It's about the money. This is what you go to work for. Men create their own. If you ain't accepted somewhere, you ain't gonna keep begging. You go and build your own stuff. You can do what you want. That's what manhood used to be about. Building, being self-sufficient, building their own, growing your own food. That's what manhood used to be about. Having your own business, growing your own food, doing everything, doing most of the things that you need on your own. Now there are some things you're not gonna be able to do on your own, unless you know how to build a house and all of that. But the main things that you want control of, you can have control of, which is your food and where you spend your time working at. Those are the things you want to be in control of, 100%. So but we gotta grow, man. All this nonsense, we gotta stop it. We got enough rappers. We got enough entertainers. Half of the rappers need to have a job because they ain't making no money. Most of you with a job making more money than these rappers. But these entertainers, these entertainers and these um sports players, they don't have longevity. Their money ain't long enough. Most of them gonna be broke within 10 years of coming out the league or 10 years of entertaining. They never have no more money left. But these are the things we striving to be. Child mindset. In the black community, rap and entertainment is a young man's game, young woman's game. It ain't for you. When you get older, they phase you out. What you gonna do when you done built your whole lifestyle around sporadic checks, and then you no longer can sustain yourself after you get done with it. But a business that you built is yours from the ground up. It's gonna always take care of you. It's always gonna feed you because you ain't never gotta let it go. You ain't depending on somebody handing you a check. You build it up, it will always grow. All you gotta do is hire people when they get too big for you to do by yourself. It ain't ever gonna stop. It'll be always take care. You ain't gotta worry about no retirement check. That is your retirement check. You can build them. You can do this multiple times over. You can build one. You can build another one. You can build another one. You can build another one. You can keep doing this for as long as you want. And if you want a raise, you don't have to ask nobody to give you a raise when you got your own business. All you gotta do is provide more service. You want $1,000 raise? Add on $1,000 more worth of work. At any given time, you can do this. There ain't no cap on a business, but there's a cap on your job. Your job ain't gonna pay you but so much. But ain't no business is limitless. As long as you can grow it, you're gonna make money. So why won't we look at it that way? But we complain all the time. Complain about this person won't do this. They won't give me a raise. This too expensive. That costs too much. You don't have to worry about that with a business, because with a business, you get paid every single day, all day. You don't gotta wait till for 2 weeks to get your $600 check. You get that $600 check today. You get another $600 check tomorrow. You get another $600 check the day after that. You get another one the day after that. You get checks 7 days a week. You can get $600 checks every day or more. It depends on you. Build something. That's what men do. That's what grown men do. Because black men must grow. We can't grow always depending on somebody else to do it for us. Ain't nobody coming to save us. Ain't nobody coming to do nothing for us. You're gonna have to decide what you want to do with your life. You're gonna have to decide that you want to grow. You're gonna have to make that decision. And when you do make that decision, that's when you become a grown man. And I'm not saying you can't work a job. Let me clear that up. I'm not saying you can't work a job and be a grown man. I'm not saying that. But the reason why I put that in there, I'm talking about complaining all the time. If you're not getting what you want in your job ain't fulfilling to you, and they ain't paying you what you want, then you need to go off and create your own. But complaining is not the answer. We grown men, we don't complain. No excuses, just produce it. We got to grow. We got to get out of this childlike mindset. We stay in that childlike mindset too long, too long. So just think about what I'm talking about, and think about yourself. Are you grown? Are you acting grown? Or are you still in your childlike mind? Think about it. Y'all take care.